Hello and welcome to the Catching Up with Kate podcast. It's episode 17, I think. Awesome. It's sufficiently dark in here so we can get on with the news. So, today I have stuff has actually happened, so I guess we'll talk about Donald Trump. It's like, yeah, as if there hasn't been enough conversation around that. Sorry guys, but it's interesting, right? It's interesting. Well, I guess there's only so much you can talk about it, so I won't be talking about it for very long. Um, Before I came on here, I made sure to massage my jaw, but I don't know if it's gonna make a difference, but I hope it does. So, I don't know. Maybe I need to go back to the physio or something. But it's very sad. It's a very sad situation, but it's okay. We'll build a bridge and get over it. Okay, so we're gonna be talking about Trump. Um, I might talk about Katy Perry. I know it's kind of like, whoa, Katy Perry, what is this, 2015? I know. But there was something that is worth talking about, and I think if we're gonna talk about Trump, we're also gonna inevitably end up talking probably about Palestine as well. So uh if you're not interested in that or triggered by that or something, then sorry, but it does need to be talked about again, like, because there's still stuff happening. And I mean, a lot of what's happening, I believe, is still like the same of what's been happening, but we need to talk about it because it's horrendous, right? It's horrendous. I think that there's probably a lot better choice words for that. I think horrendous. Don't you think horrendous is like the kind of word you use when, like, I don't know, your kid gets like a C in school? Oh, that's horrendous. Like, I feel like it doesn't have the weight to it that it needs, but oh well. I'm drinking my coffee for once. Um, it's my poutine cup that my best friend got me. Yay. Yeah, because like I think she got me my first poutine mug, and then that one, the handle broke. I have a feeling it broke because I put it in the microwave a few times, which I'm pretty sure it's okay to put mugs in the microwave, okay? But whatever. I guess it broke. Who knows how? Who knows how? Who knows why? But I miss that mug every day. But I have a replacement now, and I use it every day now. That is like the one thing. If there's anything that's like coffee related, you best know that's a good gift for me because, oh my god, I feel like in 2020 I was like, Caleb, I want a milk frother for my birthday because I had a cheap one from like Kmart. Yeah, we have Kmart here. And it was pretty good. Like, it actually lasted a bit of a while. But like all things, it ended up breaking. I don't even remember how it broke, to be honest. I think maybe the something just came off. I think the frother part came off actually, which was a bit disturbing. It's like, oh, this is held on with glue. Oh, okay, that's cool. So yeah, I got a like professional like Breville milk frother because Caleb's the goat, and I've been using it every day for almost 5 years. Okay, maybe it's more like just 4 years, but still, that thing is held on. Anyway, so yeah, it's quite interesting, huh? I guess let's just jump right into it with the Donald Trump stuff. Um, yeah, let's not delay it. Let's just address it. I say as if like I have anything to do with it. Okay, so yeah, we all know that the man was shot at. Doesn't seem to be. He didn't seem to be really that harmed by it. It seems like it's a bit dramatic, you know. He wasn't really hurt, was he? It's a little boo boo. Um. Oh my god. Biden clearing his throat for 8 minutes. Dr. King has been shot. Yeah, there's been a whole bunch of jokes. In all seriousness, I think Biden will be very shaken by these events. He's seen this happen before, from Reagan, 1981, to Kennedy, 1963, and of course, Julius Caesar, 44 BC. It's so funny. But it's one of those things where I found out, let's see, it was Sunday yesterday for me, and I was like, no way, he's been shot. Like Caleb was actually the one to mention it to me. And so I look it up, and then like for a minute I'm like super interested, and I'm like, oh my god, like what happened? And then once I saw what happened, I was like, oh okay, um yeah, that is pretty historical. And now, well, and then like after like a minute or two, I was like, ugh, everyone is gonna be talking about this, and I hate it when something big happens in the news because it's what everyone talks about for like a week. And then, I go on TikTok to escape. I don't want to go on TikTok and hear like a million people be like, this is how Donald Trump getting shot is going to change the trajectory of our history forever. Did I do that good? It's like, shut up, please. I've already seen like 20 videos like this. But of course, I'm contributing to that now, so sorry. Yeah, it is one of those things where I think that it's interesting, but it's also like, it's gonna be such a, I don't know if it's like problems the right way. I don't know. It has its problems, but it's kind of like, yeah, we're cooked. That's it. You know, it's 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 a huge event to happen, and it's only going to, I guess, solidify the viewpoint of a lot of people. To be honest, there's a lot of people who I don't think we're ever going to move away from Donald Trump for various reasons. And this will probably just create more of a frenzy, more of like a craziness around him, I think. There's like a specific word I'm trying to look for, but I don't remember what it is. Ugh, it's like, I think frenzy is like the closest I could get. If you think of what I'm thinking of, let me know. Type down in the comments what word you think I was thinking of that I forgot. Ugh. Yeah, so that is obviously not good for many reasons. Um, Look, I don't think anyone wanted either one of them to be voted in. And unfortunately, it is looking like we're in a post-Trump assassination attempt society now. Because let's be honest, assassination attempts are they're pretty up there on like the events that are like crazy. Even if like nothing really came of it, it's still crazy that it was attempted. I'm actually surprised that it took this long. And I'm not saying that in like, yeah, finally it happened. I'm saying this as in like, it's surprising, isn't it? Like, people have been saying this should have happened like ages ago, or I think I'm not the only one who's surprised that this is only happening like now. Okay? Okay. Yeah. And apparently, I could be spreading misinformation here. I could be making this up, but I heard people say the assassin. God, that sounds so weird to say. An assassin. My God. The assassin was apparently, allegedly, a registered Republican. Now, the thing that doesn't make sense to me is I just don't imagine like a Democrat or like a left-leaning person to try and assassinate the president, because I feel like most Democrats, as crazy as they can be sometimes, or as crazy as like left people can be sometimes, as well as the right. Let's get that straight. Everyone's crazy a little bit. I just don't really imagine the left people being kind of like crazy enough to go out and get a gun and do that and like plan it out and do that stuff. I wonder like how many. Oh, I don't know. That's a controversial take, I guess, but I am kind of sick of giving sane takes. So let's just say I wonder what the political alignment of like a bunch of like shooters is. Do they have political alignments? I don't really know. So yeah, having it be like possibly a Republican is an interesting wrinkle in the whole thing, but it's also like I'm not really surprised either if it's true, because of course there are going to be Republicans who don't like Trump at all, and there's going to be so many Democrats who don't like Biden. You know, it's just, I guess it's just what comes with the. Actually, no, that's not what comes with the job. That comes when you do the job and you're like 2 billion years old. I'm sorry, but they're both old. They're both old. Let's get that straight. And I'm just thinking, like, how embarrassing is it? If I was like that important, where if someone tried to shoot at me and like I had a whole team of Secret Service who had to throw their bodies on me, I would die of embarrassment. Like, I don't think I could handle that. I don't think I would like that at all. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't. Oh my god. I think my roommate's home. I'm gonna have to edit this out. 11 minutes. Fuck. Okay, well, there we go. There's my train of thought on. Okay. So, yeah, I don't think I could handle having a whole Secret Service throwing themselves on me. You know what also made me feel kind of sad is that there's like this just group of like humans who it's their job to protect you, but the way that they have to protect you is by basically sacrificing themselves. And that just makes me really sad, to be honest. I hope they're wearing like body armor or something. Yeah, that makes me sad. It's like you shouldn't have to do that, like as a job. That sucks. I hope they're getting paid good. Cause goddamn, that's rough. Yeah, so Trump got shot. Boo hoo. Yeah. And a really crazy photo came out of it. People are saying that like people are saying it could be like staged or faked or something, but I guess not faked. How could you say it's faked though? Like people died. People died. That doesn't seem. Well, I don't know. Stage, whatever. Do you think Trump needed something like that to like radicalize? That's the word I was looking for. Okay. Now, if you write radicalize in the comments now, I'm gonna know that you cheated. Um, yeah. Actually, don't delete your comment now. If you're like, oh no, I'm so embarrassed. What if they think? Don't delete it. Don't delete it. It's fine. I shouldn't have said that. Maybe I should edit that out. That's funny. Oh, you know what? It was probably Melania who organized the whole thing. She's like, I'm not going to go back into the White House. Fuck Christmas. Fuck Christmas. I don't want to do Christmas again. That's even funnier actually. Wow. Yeah, the Melania trending tab is great. It's just Melania crying because she has to go back to Trump. Damn, that would be rough. That would be rough. I wonder what their life is like, Melania and Trump. It's like we haven't heard. Have we really heard anything or seen anything about her at all since the presidency? I feel like I've seen a bunch about Barron, but Melania is like silent. I wonder what old Melania is up to these days. Probably shopping or something. Which I know is like probably super misogynistic of me to say, but I don't know. Milani is like a model. She was a model, wasn't she? She seems interested in that kind of stuff. Anyway, so yeah, that's the whole Donald Trump stuff. People are gonna be radicalized. People are gonna vote for him because, like Regina George, he got hit by the bus. You know, not bad. Yeah. So there's that. And I guess what else I have to say about that is oh, do we think gun laws are gonna come into effect now because of it? Probably not. Probably not. Because if anything, it's gonna become a hey, if it weren't because we had guns to defend ourselves, we would been fucked. Goddamn right. Goddamn right. So I don't think so. I don't think there's even any talk about gun laws at the moment. It's all just talks about like conspiracies and all that crap. Oh, I don't know why the streamer Destiny. Oh man, boy do I have some things to say about the streamer Destiny. Look, I know that I think once I watched him on stream on Kick, my Kick stream, and I was like, what? Why do people not like this guy? Like, because some of the things I don't remember what it was. There was some debate that I was listening to because I was interested in like I don't know the thoughts behind the topic. I don't remember what topic. Oh, I think he was talking to someone about like abortion laws or something. I don't really remember. I think it might have been something about that. And I think I was just really interested in like hearing what people had to say about it. And I think I remember asking like, why do people not like this guy again? Like, what has he done stuff? Because I did get kind of a vibe. I have gotten a vibe from quite a few different people that he's not really well liked. So I think there was another thing he was debating about, which was like education. And I think I'm very interested in that too. So why are people upset with Destiny? I'm not really sure, but I did find out yesterday that some pretty devastating news, and I probably won't ever really watch him again. And I found out that one of my other favorite content creators, Cutie Cinderella, he did something pretty abysmal to her, not gonna lie. So if you don't know who Cutie Cinderella is, Cutie Cinderella is a Twitch streamer. She hosts the Streamer Awards. I think she kind of made it happen. She's the one who made that happen because there wasn't really an award show for streaming, I think, and I don't know if it covers both Twitch and YouTube or something, but in any case, it's a huge event, and it's like crazy that she is able to organize stuff like that. She is incredible, and she's also I know I have to say it. She's also dating Ludwig, the YouTube streamer, but she's more than just a streamer's girlfriend. She is very interested in like comedy and stuff, and she used to be a baker, so she makes like these really crazy cakes. I think she actually tried to get the world record for a baker's dozen of like chocolate chip cookies or something. She's a really interesting person, I think. She's also like a huge Swiftie. So anyway, that's the tea about Cutie Cinderella. And so something that happened, I think maybe it was a year ago or something. As AI grew, the amount of celebrity deepfakes also grew with it. And that's when people take a celebrity or a notable person's face and slap it on like a porn star or something, and or it's kind of like advanced photoshopping someone onto like sexual stuff. Obviously they're not consenting to doing that stuff. So it's like very, look, that's a very violating thing. Even if it's like not your body and you're like, yeah, that's not me. Like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, I can tell that's not me. Like, that's not there, blah, 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 you know? But people aren't going to look at it like that. People are going to be like, oh, yeah, Scarlett Johansson's taking back shots. And it's like, it's not. Ugh. And you know, a lot of people will defend it and be like, oh, it's not real. I think it's just the fact that it looks so realistic these days is a big problem. You know, like back in the day, if you'd like look up, I don't know, some porn and you'd see like something with a celebrity's face put onto it, it's like you could tell it was Photoshop because there'd just be things that just didn't look right. And then you'd be like, oh, well, there's no way that like fucking Natalie Portman's doing that or something. You know what I'm saying? So back in the day, it was like whatever. It didn't even look good enough to. It didn't look good enough to even be like, okay, that happened. Whereas these days, it's gotten a lot more advanced, and there was like a problem with Cutie Cinderella where it's happening a lot to her. People are doing that to her, and she's very much not like a sexual. She doesn't sexualize herself. She doesn't like. I'm not saying that sexualizing yourself makes it okay to do, but it's very clear that she doesn't want to be sexualized, right? So there's that. And she's been dealing with it for a long time. And I think there's websites that are dedicated specifically for doing this to female streamers and stuff. And, you know, her best friend, Maya Higa, she, no relation to Ryan Higa, by the way. I know. Maya also has had problems, and there was actually a mutual friend of Cutie and Ludwig who was caught looking at that deepfake porn. Guys, can we stop looking at porn when we're streaming? Like, please, can we stop that? I don't even know why that's a thing. Like, god damn, there was even the horse porn guy. Oh my god. Stop looking at porn. Jesus fucking Christ. Like, I, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like, I guess I shouldn't speak too soon, but like, considering the kind of stuff that I draw on stream and the references I have to look at, well, it's nothing like that though. You know, lolly horse porn, deepfakes of like streamers that I know. That's not happening because I don't. It's a whole screwed up situation, right? Anyway, I'm getting like a little bit off topic. So, what happened is Cutie eventually just like she broke down. She got so upset over all of it. I think she'd been with lawyers trying to DMCA a lot of these websites, and the problem is you take one down, another one pops back up, and it's impossible to get rid of. So, she decided to stream when she was very upset, and she had this whole stream where she was crying and, you know, talking about how it was just horrible for her mental health. And that's understandable. And I feel like knowing that someone you knew was looking at that stuff too, that's fucked up. Like, I feel like that would screw with your mental health so much, because you'd be like thinking anytime you meet up with like, or like hang out with other male streamers or whatever, you'd be like, have they been looking at that stuff of me? It's uncomfy, very uncomfy. So yeah, and of course everyone's gonna be like, oh, you know, Cutie, you're just putting too much attention towards it's gonna keep happening, but she has a right to be upset about it. And you know, was it like a good thing to stream it and be like visibly upset streaming it? No, I don't think it was a good decision, but you're not gonna make good decisions when you're that distraught, you know? So I understand it, and I wouldn't blame her for doing that. How did we get onto this topic again? Deepfakes, Cutie, Destiny. There we go. So Destiny made fun of that, and quite a few people actually did make fun of her for getting like upset about it, because a lot of people have not experienced this, where they've had, like, for Destiny to be like, oh, like, shut the fuck up, cutie, it's not that bad. That's not that, actually, he said some really crazy stuff. Let me see if I can look it up. Destiny on Cutie Cinderella. He said something really uncomfy. Yeah, he found her emotional statement funny, which is like, oh my god. Cutie leaks logs and Destiny gets accused of defending. Oh boy. That's... oh boy. Oh boy, that's... See, I just don't know why you'd find that funny. It's like someone who's like crying and actually giving like a really emotional, I don't know. Like, I don't know how you can see that and be so detached from reality that you think that's funny. Or so numb. So numb to like the experiences of other people. It's like, what the fuck? Oh my god. Why he found her thing? Okay, well, I don't know what that is. Jesus Christ. Anyway, I don't have the actual clip, but he did make some tweets that I read about like thinking that soon we should all be able to see those things. Sportskeeda? Why is this on sportskeeda.com? Alright, I'm reading this from Sportskeeda, so if that's reputable, I don't think it is, but... YouTube content creator Steven Destiny provided his take. Okay. Screenshot of his comment was shared on the forum in which he was laughing so hard after watching. Oh, VOD means video on demand? That's what that means? Why is it called that? On demand? Okay. So Destiny quote, that shit is funny to me. I'm sorry, I think a lot of people find it funny, okay? That reaction is unfucking believable. I'm tired of pretending it wasn't, okay? It was an unbelievable reaction. How? See, this is like the difference. This is the difference because, like, as a man like Destiny, I don't believe that man has been sexualized once in his whole goddamn existence. I don't think so. I don't think he's been sexualized in the way that women, just your everyday women, are. Right? It's... oh my god. So to think that that's like an overreaction or an unbelievable reaction is very telling. It's very telling. Because it's easy for me to be like, oh, Cutie should have just like not let it get to her and stuff, but it's not happening to me, right? It's not happening to him. So our reactions are going to be a lot more like logical, I guess, or a lot less emotional because it's not happening to us. Ugh, what a fucking moron. Oh my god. Okay. After the 35-minute mark of his broadcast, Destiny responded to a subreddit in which the community discussed his reaction, and he said, quote, I don't give a fuck. Leave my fucking shit. Watch my YouTube videos or just say I'm a hypocrite or leave, but like, I'm not going to be all points in my life. Like, I'm analyzing this Cutie Cinderella video for the first time, and despite that the fact that I think her crying reaction might be a little bit over-exaggerated, I don't think, or blah blah blah. Like, no, I watched her video, it was fucking funny, I'm sorry. See, that's not even like a real apology, is it? It isn't. As someone who's been to therapy, that's not a real apology. It's not. I don't even have to watch the clip to be like, oh, he's remorseful. He's not. Okay, now another quote from him. He says, I might be a sociopath, maybe, but it was fucking hilarious watching someone come on and go, this is what pain feels like. Oh, watching someone come on and go, this is what pain feels like. And it's like, oh my god, was she assaulted? Like, what happened? And then you find out that someone had a fucking tab open and it was deepfake porn of her. yeah, she's allowed to feel like that because it's. I know this news is like 10 years later, so sorry about that, but I just found out about Destiny's take on it, and oh my god, this guy is an actual scumbag. I actually, like, for a moment was like, this guy's alright. Of course, I was a little bit hedging my bets there because I wasn't totally informed on him. What the hell? Fuck this guy. This guy sucks. He's belittling the problem, saying, "Oh, there was just a tab open and it was just deep fake porn of her." It's like you start off by saying that they just had a tab open, which makes it seem like, oh yeah, that's not that bad, and then he's trying to say deep fake porn of her as if it's like not that big of a deal, but you can't even say that and try and minimize that. Like there is no way to minimize that in my mind. But it sounds like he's trying to minimize what happened. And it's like, was she assaulted? Like, yeah, no, she wasn't assaulted, dude. But I don't think being that upset is only valid when you're like physically assaulted. You can be upset over things when you're not assaulted. Like, what is that? What does that take? Stick to fucking politics, idiot. Stay in your lane. Okay. And then yeah, right. So it's CUwK who was the streamer who was watching the porn of her and got caught. And this CUwK guy. I don't know why I said that. Oh, because I was reading Doctor Disrespect. I don't know where that came from. CUwK's apology live stream, and he called it worse than the Doctor Disrespect scandal, which this was before the recent Doctor Disrespect stuff. So oh my god, I can't believe these things are linked. Hold on. So Destiny says, and then CUwK and his fucking wife crying in the background like, my husband, it was like worse than Dr. Disrespect shit. And people laughed at Dr. Disrespect shit, okay? No, I promise, guys, I was never gonna fucking, like, it was just funny. Okay, I don't know what he's trying to say there. I guess he's just like, people laughed at the Dr. Disrespect stuff, which, for context, in 2017, he went viral for admitting he cheated on his wife, and he cried on stream as well, and people thought that was funny. Now, the reason why people might think that's funny, I'm guessing, is because how are you gonna make the choice to cheat on someone and then cry about it? Like, you made the choice, bro. Like, you didn't have to do that. I think that's where the funny comes from, that kind of thing. And you see it all the time on TikTok where people, they take videos being like, this is how he's reacting after I told him I know that he's been cheating on me for like 6 months. And it's like a guy on the floor going, why? Why? And they're like kicking their feet and going like, where? And it's like, bro, you did this. So that's probably why that was funny. I don't know why I have to explain that, Destiny, but yeah, that is kind of funny. And it was probably especially also after seeing the character of Dr. Disrespect and then seeing him out of character. So I think there's that contrast, whereas with Cutie, I think she does put up like a wall and stuff, you know, she hides behind like joking and comedy and stuff, but you know, she's been very real and honest about a lot of things. And I think with like the swatting, like there was a bunch of swatting, that really traumatic shit that happened to her and Ludwig, that she was very open and talked about. So when she's sharing her feelings about something, it's not really funny because, you know, you get that sense of like, oh, this is like a real person going through something. And with the Dr. Disrespect stuff, he hides behind his fucking persona. And it's like, it's even clear when he recently had those recent like allegations or whatever, like he was still hiding behind his persona. So it makes me not really care as much about his feelings, especially given everything that happened. Like, I don't really have any fucking. I wasn't about to watch Dr. Disrespect confess to cheating and then be like, oh, poor guy. Because I don't feel like that. I don't feel that way. If you decide to cheat on someone, how is anyone going to feel bad for you? Doesn't even make sense. Like, for Destiny to even equate those things, so dumb. So dumb. Destiny's clip was one of the top posts on Art Livestream Fail, also known as LSF. I wonder if anyone's been on. I wonder if there's any Kick streamers who've been on LSF. Okay, so we got a bunch of comments. Every sentence Destiny speaks is a new thread on LSF. What the fuck, though? Reactions to all this have been pretty hilarious, to be fair. So, I mean, it seems like a lot of people do find it funny, I guess. I won't lie, the Atrioc apology was a little bit amusing to me, but I think like having his wife involved and him there, it's like a whole thing that just felt like so easily avoided. Just don't watch that stuff, you know. I think his like whole, I think part of like his video, he was like, oh, you know, you guys, I just got interested, or I got like intrigued and I wanted to see what it was about or something. And it was just like, oh my god, brother, stop talking, I can't listen to this. Yeah, so yeah, it's oh, Atrioc was also paying for the deep fakes. See, that's like, yeah. I feel so sad that, oh, he also revealed that Cutie, Cinderella, and a law firm were successful in taking down the streamer deepfake website. That's good. I hope it's like not a reoccurring issue, you know. Look, I mean, it's easy for me to say like, hey, just don't let it get to you, but these were like, God, did I see them or something somewhere? Think I don't think I did. I think maybe I saw the clip of Atrioc's stream where like he showed it for like a split second, and I think that's where I saw it from, because I definitely didn't look anything like that up, because that's just fucking weird, right? I think I saw the clip. Yeah, that'll make sense on why I have like this weird mental imagery, but I think like if I can remember, it was really like, yeah, it was realistic. Like, what can I say? And it's weird because it's like these are creators I enjoy watching. I don't want to think of them in that way. I don't want to see them in that way, you know? So, yeah, that's kind of that whole situation. I know it was a few years ago, wasn't it? You hate to see it. You hate to see the people you thought were kind of cool being very icky. Very, very icky. I don't like it. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so that's the Destiny stuff. He's trending right now, but I really can't see. I think it says Joe Rogan said something about him negatively. What? Wait, have we found the assassin's Twitter? Oh my god. Someone found the Twitter of the assassin. Trump assassin. What the fuck? Okay, I don't know if that's true, but room is completely engulfed in flames. You can only save one. There's AOC, Hillary Clinton, Biden, then Putin, and the alleged assassin said Putin 100%. On June 4th. Jesus. Is that really them? I don't know if I believe that, to be honest. Okay, well, apparently their name... No, I'm not even going to say the name because I don't know if that's true. So, moving on. Alright, another thing I wanted to talk about today was brain rot. This has been like an interesting talk or point of discussion with my friends where my friend, she was saying that she wanted to stop watching brain rot, or like felt like she needed to start reading books again because she's just like so brain rotted. And me, I'm a brain rot advocate. I approve of brain rot. I think in like in small there's got to be a balance. You can't just have brain rot 24/7. So you do need a balance, and if that means reading a book, God bless you. I actually need to finish my book about Hitler. I know, I've been reading it for years. Years, and I'm still not fucking done. And like last night I was like, oh, I should read it, and then I got sidetracked playing Honey Pop. So then I didn't read it. Yay. I'm so close to finishing it too. Like, I just need to get past this one part. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm up. I don't remember exactly where I'm up to in the book, but I think it's like pretty close to where Hitler dies. Sorry, spoilers. So, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, so brain rot. I have the WikiHow page pulled up. What does it mean when someone says brain rot plus how to avoid it? Oh, we have a success story about this page from Soot L. I struggle from being chronically online every day. I spend doom scrolling. Every day I spend doom scrolling. However, this article has given me a new life. Instead of being online, I read books and touch grass. I never feel the urge to say what the Sigma or Gyat or Riz. Thank you. That is top shit posting. Okay. Spend enough time on the internet, you're likely to come across the term brain rot. Or terms like brain rot or chronically online. These are slang words used to describe a condition where too much screen time or time in niche internet communities start to alter your behavior. Yeah, it's called just learning and adopting new things. Sorry. I'll stop learning, thank you. So that the way you speak and think becomes totally confusing to the average person. Or maybe they should get on my fucking level. I don't know, man. We're here to give you a full explainer, including how to use the term brain rot and how to spot brain rot content. Here's how you spot brain rot content. It's very simple. If it makes no fucking sense and it's very funny, it's probably brain rot. If it makes no sense and it's not funny, it's probably made by someone who shouldn't be using TikTok, an underage person. So report them because they're not funny. How to avoid brain rot opinions yourself, or if you want to see if you've got major brain rot, take the official brain rot quiz. Note, brain rot can also refer to mental fog caused by too much screen time. Cover that condition. You can get mental fog from too much screen time? I don't believe that. I don't believe that one fucking bit. What? I spend all day in front of a screen. My brain is not foggy. What's the opposite of foggy? My brain is clear as fuck, boy. Alright, we already read that. Brain rot meaning. Brain rot is a slang insult for you. See, you've just answered it in your own fucking article. It's slang. Sorry, but slang evolves and changes, as like with everything in the English language. Or any language. Siri, what's brain rot in Hindu? Do they have a word for that? Because that could be interesting. When you see this commented on TikToks, YouTube videos, or tweets, it's often a cutting way to imply that someone has lost sight of reality as a result of being too steeped in hyper-specific internet cultures. As a result, they might have zany opinions or bizarre behaviors without even realizing that most people don't think or act that way. No. I am acutely aware that me saying what the Sigma is extremely silly and not at all like the proper way to interact with people. And so you're not gonna see me going what the Sigma at at like a work event, you know? If Caleb needs to take his arm candy to a work event, I'm not gonna start calling people skibbity riz. Like, you can enjoy this stuff and also not incorporate it in your professional life. You know what I'm saying? My god. I can definitely see how, like, being like a teenager, you're not gonna have that point of view as much. I remember, like, in high school when we were being taught how to write resumes and stuff, or like CVs, curriculum vitaes. Um, Teachers would give you tips and be like, oh, guys, remember, if you have a voicemail, make sure it's a professional one, because, if they call you and they go to voicemail and your voicemail is like, hello, haha, got you, I'm actually not here, haha, and then like, beep. Yeah, the teachers were basically like, don't do that. I think they were talking about like some story about a guy whose voicemail was them like crying or something, or like screaming. Yeah, so apparently you shouldn't do that. Yeah. So I can see how this is like a problem for like younger people, but oh, I'm now officially in my middle 20 mid late 20s actually. I think I'm in my late 20s now. So, as a late 20s girly, um yeah, I can understand when the proper time is for brain rot, you know? It's like on Pokemon when you try to use your bike indoors and the professor's like, there's a time and a place for everything. That's, yeah, have that in your head. All right. This is an example. Person 1. Yeah, dude, she totally rizzed up the skibbity toilet until it became a Gyat Sigma male. Cringe much? No one is saying that. Dude, you have to get off TikTok. You got brain rot. No one's saying that. Oh my god. Maybe they are. The problem with me is that I don't remember enough of these terms that like I always forget that gyat is a thing. I don't know how I keep forgetting gyat. It's pretty good. But I remember skibbity a lot, and I think that's about it. I need to up my brain rot game. For me, actually, brain rot isn't about like the skibbity sigma stuff, but it's like there was a time on my For You page on TikTok where some chick showed like her boyfriend's phone to her camera and showed us his For You page, and it was all just like really abstract stuff that didn't, it felt like you were on like an acid trip or something. Like it didn't make sense. It was like super, like kind of psychedelic in a way, but it was also very like magical wizards in like retro video game art or something. It's hard to explain it. You really had to be there. It was amazing because what happened is that this woman showed us her boyfriend's phone on her phone, and we were watching his For You page, and then it was like a couple videos later I was getting those videos on my For You page, and everyone was commenting like, oh my god, do you guys see the video of the girl and her boyfriend, and now I'm getting all their videos. It was really weird. It was really weird because she was also doing a thing where she was like, guys, I don't understand my boyfriend's For You page, do you get this? I genuinely think that it was like it kind of messed up the algorithm somehow. Because you know what I believe? I believe that when you're in a room with someone and they're also watching TikTok or something, I wonder if like your phone hears that and then tries to recommend that stuff. I feel like that's such like a conspiracy nut theory, but I think it must be like that, right? Because there's so many people who have like anecdotal stories about watching stuff next to their partner and then suddenly getting recommended the same videos as their partner. Although I can't say it's happened to me really because he's on YouTube, I'm on TikTok, but then how would it know the difference? So, what do you know? Okay. Use brain rot to point out that another user is out of touch. What if we want to be out of touch? Like, honestly? If you imagine you come across a TikTok urging you to donate monies to fans of a certain show that's being prematurely cancelled in order to fund fan therapy sessions since those fans need emotional support in this trying time. A bit off base, right? You might reply with Brainrot as a sort of wake-up call to tell the person that maybe they're a bit too immersed in their own corner of the internet to see reason. Has that happened? Oh my god, if that's real, that's like, that's, is that brain rot or is that like something else? Alright, use brain rot to tell someone that they're unintelligible. Sometimes we come across people online who are so absorbed in their hyper-specific internet culture that they don't realize that the average person can't understand their vocab, subject matter, or even that just their line of thinking. You might hit them with the brain rot comment to snap them out of it. First one, I mean, I can't help that I have a negative canthal tilt. Oh, I know that. No amount of mewing will give me an alpha jaw. Hunter eyes. I'll always be beta. Hey, your brain rot is showing. Yeah, I actually understand all of that, to be honest. The negative canthal tilt is like the eye thing. Fuck. Maybe it's bad that I understand this. But the thing is, I understand it, but I also understand that that's kind of a little bit, what's the word? That's a very egregious example of it. Like, I can see someone's talking about the canthal tilt in real life, but the mewing, alpha jaw, or hunter eyes, I'll always be beta. Like, that makes it seem a lot less realistic to me. It's like, yeah, no one's alpha jaw, hunter eyes. I know what they all are. I just don't see someone saying all of them at once. Unless they're like 12. So, really, this is for like 12-year-olds. Sometimes brain rot is just a matter of being a little too into something for a little too long. Like when your friend can't stop talking about her favorite romance novels during your grandma's funeral. Yeah, that's wildly inappropriate. Or when your brother thinks he can fix your car because he's been playing Auto Mechanic Simulator video game for 3,000 hours straight. That's pretty impressive, actually. I feel like you could probably learn some things from that. Because that's what these games are, right? They're like trying to simulate the job, aren't they? It's like PC Builder Simulator. I bet I could learn some shit from that, but I'm not motivated enough to do it. Bro, did you just try to double jump in real life? You've been playing too many video games, you got brain rot. Hate to pull you out of your brain rot, but real life isn't like a fantasy novel. I don't think the power of friendship is going to pay our rent. No one is saying that. Honey, can you please drop the brain rot and stop watching Minecraft parkour videos with Walter White voiceovers? We're trying to plan our wedding here. Oh my god, this is not happening. Oh my god, this WikiHow article is just lying. It's either lying or it's just making like things out to be way worse than they are, to be honest. Like, I could be planning my wedding with Caleb and I'll be like, hey Caleb, can you stop watching how to fix drain videos by Plumber Master 99? We're trying to plan a wedding here. Because yeah, that's the kind of videos he watches. Maybe it doesn't work. Maybe it doesn't work for that example. I think I'm the brain rottiest out of all of us. So let's see, what do I watch that's brain rot though? I don't even think I get that much, like, when I think of brain rot, yeah, I don't think I even get that much on there. You know what brain rot is for me on my For You page? It's celebrity blind items. I don't even watch them because it's all just like speculation, right? Celebrity blind items is like this website, or these websites where entertainment lawyers apparently go on and go, A-list actor who is from this amazing country was caught cooking eggs with their ex. And then the related article is Justin Timberlake cooking eggs with his ex Britney Spears. It didn't happen, but I'm just making something up. Obviously not a great attempt at a joke, but whatever. Anyway, so I know. It's like, if you're getting married to someone and planning a wedding and they're watching like Roblox, are you sure you want to get married to this person? Because it sounds like they might be out of your age zone. Age zone? I don't know. So the medical meaning of brain rot, there is a medical one, is also a term for mental decline from too much internet. Oh, and then it says, it's not an actual medical phenomenon. Shut up then. Shut up. If it's not actually medical, then why are you trying to purport it is? Purport? I don't know. But rather, a slang term is usually to say that someone spends a bit too much time online, or even just in front of a screen. People use the term to discuss things like brain fog, not brain rot, what is that? Poor attention span or critical thinking, falling prey to misinformation, or just having questionable opinions. Okay, here's one thing that I want to say. I feel like my radar for spotting bullshit has gotten so good since I started watching TikTok, because there is an unbelievable amount of people on there who are trying to sell you something, but they're trying to make it look like they're not. Like there was this one video I was watching where it was made to look like a girl was having lunch with a date, and she had the camera pointed at her, and she's wearing a low cut top, and you could hear the guy talking, being like, "Why are you out wearing lingerie on our date? I'm so embarrassed right now." And I was like watching it, then I looked at their profile, and then I looked at their picture, and I'm like, this is a company. So then I look on the company's TikTok page. They sell fucking sticky bras because the girl in the video mentioned wearing a sticky bra. Oh my god, they're trying to sell you their sticky bras. And they're trying to do it by manufacturing this rage bait. And I don't know how someone goes from watching a video that they think is like a genuine person having a genuine problem, and then going onto the page and being like, ooh, sticky bras, I'm gonna buy one of those. No, blocked. I block everybody. And then just even yesterday, there was another video that was like, uh, people doing a colon therapy where it's basically just a fucking enema. And they had a tube where all the poop was going in and into the machine. And the person was like, okay, because you can see in the machine that there's all these parasites. And it was just fucking stomach bile. Or it was like some sort of bile or something. Like, it wasn't parasites. I can fucking tell you that. And they were saying stuff like, "Oh, this is from 10 years ago." Babes, there's nothing in your colon that was from 10 years ago. I'm sorry, but that's just not true. That's not true, man. If you had something stuck in your colon for 10 years, you'd probably get a fucking infection or something. Anyway, I'm just so sick and tired of like this medical misinformation that comes out. Like, oh my god, it's like, it's actually really bad. I have to block so many, but the point is, I'm so much better at spotting these things. Like, I can spot bullshit like pretty quickly, and it's just gotten better and better as I've learned the methods of these people, but also like they usually have a pretty distinct formula of doing it. But I can see that when you look in the comments that there's a lot of people who can't tell that it's a company making like a staged video to try and get attention. So I don't think everyone's good at like building their critical thinking skills. It's saying that critical thinking is such an important thing, and I was taught that it was very important at an early age, but I'm trying to think, like, what exactly was I taught? Critical thinking skills? I think it's like if I ever came to my parents with like a situation, they'd try to like ask me questions and be like, well, what do you think about this and that, and how do you think this goes or that goes, and kind of like guiding me through how to like think about things, but also how to dissect a situation maybe. But it's also probably just something that comes from like learning different things about the world. Sorry, I've got a candle over there. So yeah, I don't know. Critical thinking, it's not something that can really be taught, can it? It's just something that you kind of gain, I guess. So yeah. God. Often brain rot is a derogatory term aimed at internet users expressing views which are seen as absurd or foolish. Are we just like mistaking this for like someone being a conspiracy nut? Oh, you know what? Yeah, I will agree. There's a lot of brain rot where people will make up like crazy conspiracies that are just like, I can't believe you think that. I can't think of any examples at the moment, but it's like anything that's. Oh. Well, you know that video I did? The influencer who like maybe killed her cat? Allegedly, I guess. Um, I think people were talking. She popped up on my For You page. Her name's Reagan. And I think people were talking about her needing. Oh, God, I can't remember what it was, man. Maybe I do have brain fog. Oh, God. I'm trying to think what it was. Anyway, yeah, I think that the conspiracy and brain rot can kind of go together a little bit. I do see that. That's fair. It's unclear where the term originated. As early as 2007? What? That's a bit cray-cray. Alright, example. Jake just shared an article about how frogs are plotting to overthrow humanity. I think being online so much has given him a little brain rot. You know, I definitely had a little bit of brain rot when I was young. Because I've talked all the time. There was this YouTube channel that I had been recommended, and I was probably like 13 or something. And it was called Know the Truth Studios. And it was like basically a bunch of videos about the Illuminati and how like all celebrities are like in the Illuminati and stuff. And I believe that stuff, and I thought, oh my god, there's a whole secret society. I was like to my brother, there's a whole secret society, and all the celebrities are a part of it. And my brother was like, you're dumb. You're dumb, and here's why this isn't happening. Yeah. And like I see other people going down the whole Illuminati pipeline, and oh guys, if there was an Illuminati out there, I don't think things politically would be going the way that they are, you know? It's like, if anything, where is the Illuminati? I think we need the Illuminati now. Where is this secret world order? Okay. Often, so too much screen time. Yeah, I mean, for example, TikTok is said to lead to short attention spans given the format's addictive stream of short form content. You know what I've been feeling lately? I've been feeling a lot like bored of TikTok. I feel like there's just so much shit that you have to sift through. It's becoming like shit. Yeah, it's becoming shit, I think. I was scrolling through it yesterday and I was actually bored looking at it. Which is like not really something that I remember when I first started using it. Like I'm not even joking, I did burn a part of the TikTok UI into my phone because when I first got it, I was using it so much. I was actually fucking surprised by that because it didn't feel like I was using it for that long. Yikes. So anyway, I don't know. I feel like I get a lot of screen time between filming, editing the podcast, streaming, and then my what is it? My rest and relaxation time after the stream is also more screen time. I don't think screen time alone is what's going to contribute to this. I think it's the quality of like what you're watching. I think in a way you can probably get brain rot by anything. Like if you watch a certain streamer just constantly, you're going to become so invested in that community, which is going to be niche by nature. Like if I get really into Queso's stream and start going kitty and I'm hungry, like yeah, unless you're in the community, you don't really know the context behind those. It just seems like I'm acting like a toddler. So, and Queso is pretty big as a streamer right now, right? He's a pretty big streamer. So, even then, it's still kind of niche, you know? So, if you're not careful, anything you watch or anything you consume can become brain rot, but you also have to remember to just have fun with life, you know? Like, I don't know. It's like you just have to remember to have fun. Skibbity yard. It's like that's fun. I think the kids of today are having a lot of fun, and they have their own slang. And if you hey, look, if you're not a part of that slang, if you're not educated on that slang, then or keeping up with it, that sounds like a you problem, babes. Because I think it's fun to keep up with, you know. And I think, look, back when I was growing up, I was going outside and saying "lol" to everyone. I was going "lol" in real life. I don't know. There's just something about that word that's just fun to say, you know. Lol. Or like even just saying lmao. I don't think I say lmao in real life, but I don't know. It's just I don't know how to describe fun to somebody. I feel like I'm trying to describe things to like concepts to like aliens, and you know, I for one would be proud to tell the aliens about our lifestyle, but it's like you can't even describe it. Saying skibidi riz is like eating a bowl of ice cream in a way. Yeah. The social media algorithms will often show you controversial content on person for this purpose. I'm sorry, I'm like not talking today. I'm just misreading everything. mm. Oh yeah, spending too much time in fringe communities can influence someone's beliefs and opinions negatively. Yeah, if you're like a kid and you're hanging out with the flat earthers, oh my god. Oh my god. But the positive thing is I think most people grow out of it or they do learn about like the facts. And yeah, the best thing you can do if you see someone hanging out with these fringe communities is just challenging their beliefs. Like if you actually ask someone, okay, you think the earth's flat? Why? And if you even just try to ask them why and they will realize that they have no basis on what they're thinking because they will have no way to respond to that question. It's like it's the same thing that happened to me when my brother was like, "Why do you think there's the Illuminati and there's celebrities who run it or something?" And as I was trying to like explain it, I was like, "You know what? I don't know actually." And he was like, "Yeah, there you go. You got sucked into some dumb content." And at the time, I was like, "Wow, I'm really glad I had someone to tell me that I was being stupid." Internet addiction. Internet addictions often take the form of attachments to social media platforms or video games. And internet addiction can manifest in other ways too, like trying to swipe a book's page. You know what I do sometimes is you know how TikTok has the photo carousels and you have to swipe to go to the next photo? Sometimes I'll be like, oh, I want to see the next photo, and I'll swipe up and I'll be like, I can't go back. I was halfway through that like 50 picture carousel. I can't go back. So that's pretty bad, I will say. I will say. I've like, although, then again, it's like every platform, going to the next thing does mean scrolling, right? So when you have to scroll through carousels like this, it's like you're not used to it. I don't go through photo carousels that often unless it's like something really compelling. If like the premise of it is compelling off the bat, then I will scroll through them and read them. But a lot of the times it's like, yeah, whatever. Actually, I've come to the point where I have to avoid certain ones. There will be somewhere it will be like, um, watch my dog of like 10 years pass away, and it's like I don't want to see that. No, I'm not going to cry today. I've already cried like 10 times today. I'm not going to cry anymore. I can't cry anymore. And then there'll be other one which is like, watch me get diagnosed with stage 20 cancer. And it's like, I don't want to watch that because I'm going to be worrying about it for the rest of the day. Sorry. So sorry. I would love to hear about your story, but I'm not in a place personally where I can look at that. Yeah. Poor attention span or memory. Now, the attention span thing is really like a hot button topic, isn't it? Me personally, I feel like my attention span's okay. I feel like it's fine, probably. But how do you even measure that? A lot of people measure that by like, oh, I can't pay attention to a movie anymore. but I can pay attention to like movies and TV shows, but it's just stuff that's made in the current day. Like I've said it before, I hate stuff that's made in the current day because, oh, you know how there was that bald British guy who was yelling about Starfield and who was like, stop trying to current day us. A lot like him. Oh my god. Stop trying to current day us. Fucking hell. He was like angry because Starfield had pronouns in it or something. And I feel like current daying us is when TV shows talk about COVID, have modern day phones in them, and have jokes about LGBTQ, conservatives. I don't know. It's those like current day jokes which are just like, they're not funny, or like topics, and it's just like, you're not funny. I don't want to think about current day. Like, oh my god, it's, I don't know. I wonder if like older people feel that way when they watch stuff that's like set in like the old days. But watching like a horror movie and everyone has like smartphones or like Apple phones, it's like, I cannot, I can't suspend my disbelief enough to watch this, because it's like everyone has a phone that has an emergency service receiving thing, right? Because like if you don't have cell phone service, you can still do emergency calls, can't you? I don't know. But there's also just like people have Apple watches which will, do they like track your location, but they also track like your vitals and shit. And then there's just like, I don't know how that's relevant. I just think that having like certain movies in like a modern day, it's like the stakes don't feel high. Is that what it is? I don't know. Maybe I need to think about that a bit more. But it's just like such like an eye roller, and I don't even know why. And like the same with COVID. When I was watching You, I think it was like not the latest season, but the season before it, with Victoria Pedretti. It's a weird. I don't know if I said that right. And they were talking about COVID and anti-vaxxers, and it just felt so topical. And is it weird to not want something topical? Like, next thing you know, in the next season of You, they can be talking about the fucking assassination attempt of Donald Trump. Like, that's just what it is, you know? And like, hey, are you going fuzzy on me? Okay. Well, apparently my phone doesn't recognize me anymore. Is it because the light turned off? I don't know. I guess it's kind of my cue to leave, huh? And it, there we go. Yeah, so, I don't know. Attention span, memory. I feel like my memory's pretty good. It kind of depends. I mean, memory is also influenced by like your nutrition, how much sleep you're getting, are you exercising, do you live a healthy life, basically. So I don't think it's just like watching videos. Low critical thinking or media literacy. Again, these are things that can be learned quite easily. And you do really need to take a step back when you're like, when you find yourself reacting impulsively to something. Like, I know a lot of the time I'll go into the comments, I'll read something that's like, makes me so angry, but then I have to tell myself, like, okay, this person's just trying to get a rise out of people, clearly. This person's also probably not even real. I just say that to myself because it makes me feel better. But also, if I reply to this person, I'm not going to change the way that they think about things. I'm not going to have any effect on them. It's just going to have an effect on me. So often what I do is I try not to comment. I will sometimes still comment, but I won't check my notifications like ever. I never do it. Which is a problem because I know some people send me TikToks on TikTok and I just never see them because I'm not looking at my notifications. I'm sorry. It's a bit sucky. Doom scrolling, yep. Doom scrolling's bad. It's bad. That's why anytime I'm very in tune with my emotions, so anytime I'm watching something and I'm starting to feel something like negative, I'm like, scroll away. Just we don't have to watch this. We don't have to watch this video about like the ice caps melting because it's gonna just send me into a meltdown, ironically. I am an ice cap myself. So I cannot afford to let myself melt and doom. So yeah, that's what I do. Brain fog. Yeah, so yeah, brain fog really did emerge from COVID and that slowness you felt from after recovering. Poor planning, decision making, or multitasking skills. Babes, we're not meant to multitask. I don't know about you, but multitasking isn't actually like a thing we're meant to be doing. And that's the truth. Actually, let's look it up. Let's look it up. Is multitasking actually something we can do? There we go. I mean, I remember in science class we watched a video of like people who thought they could drive and multitask and found that every single person who thought they could drive and multitask could not. Look, I'm not gonna read any of these articles because who has the fucking time? I'm just gonna put it out there. Yeah, without research, you cannot multitask. And if you think you're multitasking, you're not doing a very good job. You might think you are, you're not. Alright, depression or low self-esteem. Yes, I think that because of social media, we're seeing so many manufactured or like fake experiences. We're seeing all these people who've had this work done on them, and we get like this really weird dysmorphia. And like, not that long ago, I was even thinking, oh, I'd love to get like maybe bigger lips or something, or do like a lip flip. And, I've always been hesitant about those kind of things because, I grew up around parents who thought, like, you shouldn't change yourself and all that stuff, which is good. That's good. And, social media has really normalized stuff like getting, like, fillers and shit or getting Botox. And, I don't think Botox is, like, the worst thing ever because at least that shit does go away after, like, 6 months or something. I think it's, like, 4 to 6 months. And so that shit actually goes away. That's good. You can get it botched, but at least it'll go away. Or I think you can get it to go away, like, decay faster. I think you can go back and be like, look at this fucking shit. And you're like permanently like that. Yeah, so I wanted to do it. And then I started hearing about the whole filler stuff and how filler doesn't fucking dissolve. And that I saw this scan the other day where they scanned all the filler in someone's face and how much it had migrated all over. And it just doesn't it's one of those things where it seems like it's the modern day smoking. Everyone's doing it, everyone thinks it's cool, but we might find out in the future how harmful it is. And I think all the time, like, we aren't meant to do that. We're not meant to look like that. We're not meant to do that to ourselves. So that's kind of what I think. And I think that when you start fucking around with parts of your face, you then have to fuck around with more than what you originally thought. Sorry, excuse me. Because if you start fucking around with your lips and your lips start protruding, if your lips start protruding a lot, then it's going to look like you have a recessed chin. So then you need to get filler in your chin. But then when you smile, your nose is going to look a certain way. So then you need to get stuff in your nose. It's like, yeah, if you're going to fuck around with your face, you end up getting more than you bargained for, I reckon. Ugh. And then not to mention the migration. The filler migration is like, I don't know how someone like hears that and then goes, I'll give it to me anyway. Because here's what happens. They have no control over where it migrates to. So that's why a lot of the time people get like lumpy and like disfigured looking features. And there's no control over it. So you're just inserting shit into a spot in your face and then hoping for the best. Like, who hears that and goes, yeah, give me that? For like also a lot of money. It's insane. Yeah, so I see the low self-esteem and I just think that like that's a really hard one. It really is. And I think if you can delay your kids having social media for like as long as possible, well, I think that yeah, because social media really does damage your like self-esteem a lot. There's like studies that show that girls feel way, way, way less good about themselves once they get on social media. Yeah. So if you're going to give your kids social media, like when they're a teenager, you absolutely have to give them like a master class on like all these things. All right, aggressive behavior online. Yeah, a lot of people are aggro, TBH. Warped perspective of the world and more likely to argue about small inconsequential things. Yeah. I think it's also coming down to the fact that a lot of people are not as literate as they used to be, so people are going to misread the tone of a comment, they're going to misread the meaning of it, um, and then that's going to spark arguments where there just shouldn't be arguments, you know? I mean, it's fair because it's like tone is hard to convey over text without like, even with the use of emotes, if you use the joy emote, people think you're being like a snarky bitch, which I do use it for that purpose. So that doesn't help, but um, yeah, so it's a problem as well, is that people cannot read and interpret things properly, and that's a really big issue. So yeah, that's another problem with the online community. Avoiding reversing brain rot. Yeah, getting a time limit on screen time. Yeah, I mean, you see, I tried doing that with like Twitter because I did realize I was doom scrolling Twitter a lot, and it didn't really work. Yeah, I just give myself more time. And then there was a limit to how many times you could do that per day, but it just got to the point where I was like, it's it's not even stopping me. Like I'm just gonna turn it off. my my time usage on Twitter. But now it's like I don't really go on Twitter anymore anyway. I think I do sometimes, but I feel like maybe having that wall did give me a break a few times, and it was just like enough for me to be like, okay, this doesn't matter. This doesn't matter, and I don't need to worry about it. Yeah, curate who you see online. That's a really good point too. I reckon if I was gonna give, if I was gonna give some, no, I'm trying to think like what I would do if I had a kid, and it's like if I gave them like a phone and social medias and stuff, I probably want to have like a bunch of specific people pre-blocked. But then it's like I'm blocking these like health holistic people all the time because I don't like the misinformation. But it's just like one after the other. They just keep coming in like different forms and stuff. And so really the only thing you can do is just educate. Just educate people. That's the thing. Keep your brain young and healthy by engaging in more challenging things like books, music, movies. Movies? I'm sorry, how is watching a movie challenging? Are you for fucking real? This is so stupid. Puzzles, Sudoku, crosswords. Sudoku's really fucking hard. It's really hard. Instead of being online. Okay. Break out a blank page and sketch whatever comes to mind, or swap social media with journaling. Okay, this is such a CUwK suggestion. This is my Brainrot showing. Do we use CUwK anymore? I don't know. I liked using CUwK. Exercise, spend time outside, hang out with people in person, see a therapist. Yeah. So let me say that this article was reviewed by a life coach. So I hate life coaches. I hate life coaches. I think life coaches are stupid. I think they're stupid. Oh, of course, they're from Los Angeles. Los Angeles-based life coaching company that helps people achieve their toughest goals, find their own voice, and think outside the box. You see, the reason why I don't believe in life coaches is because they're just some person. You're just some guy, and the qualifications you have are like, oh, I actually couldn't be bothered training to become like a therapist or like train to become a financer or something, or like a financial advisor. No, I'm just gonna be a life coach, which is like the coach of like everything, right? And it's like, if you're trying to coach me on everything, does that make you a master in all of those things? I don't believe it does. So where do you get the right to tell me how to finance my life, how to develop my personal relationships, my career? my friendships, my wellness. How are you a master in all those things? I think people barely get to be a master in one thing in their lifetime. You know? It's unbelievable. I think life coaches are so unbelievably stupid. You know, you want to know how you can motivate yourself and life coach yourself? Go online. I know it's like against what the article's saying, but there are so many resources online, and you can coach yourself into having a better life. You don't need no dumbass Seth Hall. Seth Hall. Oh God. Looks like a crypto bro. A featured co-author for WikiHow, a co-author of the Mountain Method, Happy Tiger, and the Visions program. You know what? No, he has Instagram. Wait, his Facebook, he has LinkedIn and Instagram. I'd love to see his Twitter. Ew. Trauma-informed life coaching. They're even using like therapy lingo. When you make decisions in line with your values, it feels good. Oh my God. Are there any emotions that cause me extreme discomfort? What is it? Are you open to receiving criticism and feedback from others? Your intelligence is not fixed and your future is not fixed. It's like, yeah, I could have thought of that myself, babes. It's like these things do like have some benefit in like the way that you can think of things. Like, oh, when we are fearful of how others will think of us, we tend not to act on our own values. It's like, yeah, okay, I guess that is true. I guess that is true. And we should think about those things. Okay, whatever. I'm not going to pay you to tell me how to live my life. I can't think of anything worse than that. Paying someone to tell me how to live? Ugh. Alright. Okay, I have overstayed my welcome here. I'm gonna go. Okay? That's it. That's the podcast. I think we had a pretty good episode. If you want to see more of me, you can catch me on my stream, which is Katy Draws at Kick. I actually remember this time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know, obliterate that follow button, subscribe button, whatever the fuck it is. Why can't all platforms just have the same fucking button? God damn it. Anyway, yeah, so I'll be back next week. Thanks for catching up with me, and I can't wait to catch up again next week. And say goodbye to Socks. Bye, Socks. Goodbye. Bye. Oh my god, I look like one of those dolls with like the lines here, like Pinocchio. Anyway, goodbye.